Thanks, Sue, because one of my people asked for that. Thank you. I just want to say that my neighbor who, because I did Operation Hydration, like 15 feet away from me, just brought me, she says, I won't need all these things. And I was looking for another Let the Journey Begin. And she just delivered it. So I thought, how fun. It just comes to your door, right? Anyhow, yes, the gift. And I think in 2 weeks, I managed to hand out to 47 people. I think that was the number. Yeah.
Yes, you went kind of wild. And so she got inspired and just went out there and told people about iWater, Operation Hydration, and had a lot of people in the process by doing that. And of course, some of those people became customers, some of them became consultants, and probably people that she worked with for a long time after that. I don't remember, that might have been 2018 or 2019, if I recall.
18. I remember because I was traveling a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of us went out and really had a great time for 2 months introducing GIA to a lot of people. And so I think now that where we are with what's happening with COVID, it's kind of slowing down a little bit in a lot of the areas. This might be a great time to bring back the gift of Operation Hydration. So what I want to do tonight is just start out with a couple of stories, short stories about your experience with doing Operation Hydration. And there might be people here who actually experienced Operation Hydration before they joined us. And so maybe you can tell us your story. But Karen, I'm going to start with you because I know that I don't know how many of these you've done, but a lot. And can you think of a story that you can tell us how it might have worked for someone?
I can, but you know what? I would like to introduce you guys to Lisa because I think Lisa I think this is the first time anyone's got to meet Lisa. And Lisa and I have become great friends. And Lisa just joined as a consultant like 10 days ago, I think. And Lisa, maybe you want to share a little bit because it was kind of the water that brought us together.
I think it was your face that brought us together.
And that's what she said.
Yeah.
Your face, that's so nice.
Yeah, we were in Utah together and Karen needed a ride to the airport. And I was just like, well, I'm going that way. And so we had a few hours together and she just looked so amazing. I was like, oh my God. And she's like, it's got to be the water. So we talked. And then I think it was when I left Utah, I was still traveling and I finally got back up here to New Hampshire. And Karen I think one other time when I was down in Florida, a friend was burnt 30% of his body, right, Karen? And so we were talking about the water a lot. And then when I came home, she said, I actually have the traveling unit that's not being used. Why don't you just try it? She goes, I'm not giving it to you. And I repeated, I said, I know you're not giving it to me. And I don't know how long did I have it, a week or so?
Maybe, not even.
Yeah. And it was just, I made sure that even though I'm fairly healthy, I was like so afraid I'd get a headache or something if I drank too much. But I just was like, I was like, I could tell that, and all the research and everything Karen goes over with me about, the research and everything about your company. So I just dove right in and I've been talking to other people about it. And I actually been on the phone and I had asked, because I still have Karen's unit and I was going to send it to a friend in California, but I think there's a friend in Montana that's going to take it and then she'll send it to California. But my friend in Montana said, I don't even want the unit. I'm just joining.
Wow.
She goes, I don't even need, she goes, what's the unit going to do for me? I go, well, if you want to try it and just really, have the water unit. And she's like, no, I don't need that. I was like, so right now we're just financially trying to figure out how for her to join right now. And so I talked to her today for a while and I had texted Karen a few, questions back and forth. And like I said, I'm not a night person. I get up about 5 o'clock every morning and I dwindle out in the evening. As you could probably, Karen will tell, my voice is never like this drained. And I work hard. I work hard outside all day long. So anyway, hopefully we can get her to figure out which option to come on board. And then my friend in California is Northern California, because when I lived in California, I lived like Petaluma, Sonoma County. And so my friend's up on the American River. So she's interested. So I will send her that and just keep going. So Karen's really been great about holding my hand and answering any questions. And like I said, it was her face. I was just like, holy cow, girl, what do you do?
Wow.
As we were running around Utah in her little high heels.
Had a great time. But
Yeah.
thanks, Lisa, for sharing that. But I just wanted you, first of all, to meet Lisa. But she said that, oh, it's your skin. That's why I'm doing it. Not so much my face, my skin. So, so we have the, that anti-aging piece of it. That's, so everybody's going to notice something different. So thanks for sharing, Lisa. And yes, Lisa and I are using My Travel Unit as our employee and sending our employee out to work for us.
And
Wow.
Karen, we are both the crazy grandmas. I have my 35-year-old son has a 4-year-old, and that's where I got the pendant for, because he is 100% boy, 400% active. So so that's where I am with that. But yes, I was like, it was her skin. Her skin just totally was. I said, not to be vain, but boy, your skin is so beautiful.
Man, oh man, nothing like wearing your advertisement on your body, huh? That's pretty good. Pretty good, Karen. Well, Karen, I know you've had a lot of experiences just like that, where you talk to people, you find out about them and how you might be able to improve their life, and Operation Hydration is almost always in the mix. And one of the reasons I believe is that it's just so easy to let someone try the products out. It's like the gift, because nobody's really has to pay for it to try it out. And I think that's the magic of Operation Hydration, in that it helps people who might be a little bit shy about going out and trying to market or sell something. It just allows them to, hey, try this out. It worked for me, and see what happens. And Kedzie, I know that you are probably have the most people on your team that have come from Operation Hydration. Do you have a story that you might tell us that can really demonstrate how easy it can be?
The most recent comes to mind, but the other one that when we started talking about tonight, the tonight coming up, was my neighbor. So in 2018, I started traveling back east for months. My mom just turned 97. So I was doing what I called the human experiment. And I moved back in for a little bit, and then I'd come and I'd go, and I met New Jersey Karen, not Utah Karen, and was doing a ton of Operation Hydration in her health food store. We were making little bottles and giving them out. So it was constant Operation Hydration. But in between that, I knew that the condo across from me was being sold. I left before the person bought it and moved in. When I came back 3 months later, or maybe it was 4 months later, whatever, I saw this person always from the back, but I saw this little dog, and I thought, I had this beam of energy. It wasn't an active thought like, oh, I'm going to talk to that. It was more of a stream of consciousness that I'm going to be instrumental in that person's life somehow. Poof, then I go about my business. I leave again. I come back. And you guys know that I do like one haircut a year. And I had just done a really short cut, but I couldn't get the back. So I was leaving, and I see the person from the front with the dog. I recognize the dog. And then finally I see the person, and it was months after they moved in. And I said, oh, I have a gift for you. And he's sort of like, oh, who are these people that live here? It was kind of a little bit abrupt, but I already knew months before. So the next morning I bang on his door with water, and he's there in his PJs, and we come in. Well, he's sort of not quite getting it. But then the first thing I saw was the dog was scratching his little ears. I said, do you have any Q-tips? So I wetted the Q-tips with the eye water, did a little thing. Dog stops itching. Now he's listening. Okay. So we sit and we talk, and I'm telling him, I do the dog water experiment. And for those of you who don't know, we always keep the same water that the dog usually has. We remove the dog from the room so we don't let him or her see what we're doing. Keep the normal water where it is, don't touch it. Add a bowl, pour eye water in, let the dog come back in. Don't look, don't make anything happen. Just stand back. And every single time the dog will look at or just lightly sniff its own water and bam, go right into the eye water, drain the bowl, kick it around, do whatever, but they always do it whether they're thirsty or not. And when that little dog, Winston, did that, he said, sign me up. So that was a very fast version of that story. And then my neighbor behind me, so that was a little bit different kind of Operation Hydration, because he personally didn't have time to try it, if you will, but he was so sold because he loves his dog so much. So that can be, amazing right there, because you know how people are with their animals. My neighbor behind me, I was in and out of here, in and out. We'd always cross like ships in the night. And finally one day, she just kind of downloads to me all of the stuff that she's been going through, including COVID, and et cetera, et cetera. I said, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to give you this magic water for a really long time. So I ended up having, in the moment, only about a half a gallon. So I said, I'm sorry, I usually give a gallon, but here, get this going. So we passed a couple of times more. And then I said, we really need to sit and talk. Let me bring my water unit, because she's 10 steps away. Let me bring my activator with me and we can sit and talk, and I'll just activate you water while we're talking. So she got to see it in action. That's a little unusual. She got to see it in action. So you could just imagine me just carrying everything right down 10 steps away and then doing the thing. But she got the whole soup to nuts. Most of the time, I would say, like recently, the people that I'm meeting at this new local farmers market, I'm meeting all kinds of people and also referring them to, for example, my networking group. Some of them are coming in to the radio show that I'll be on tomorrow again. I do that too as part of my outreach, so to speak. And because I know what it feels like for me when somebody refers somebody to me and they don't even know me. They don't even really know, but they're so enlivened by what I'm talking about. And it happens a lot at the radio station where I'm in the studio with other people. They heard me talk and they're already referring me. So that's also part of it. But in any case, I go, I meet people, and the following week I bring them water because I maybe talked to them during the week. I sent them a video. I keep the communication going, and then I promise that I'm going to show up with water the following week, and then we do the follow-up. So there's all kinds of ways, but I'm always willing to go the extra mile. And when people call into the radio show, when I'm on it, I pay for a spot, I'm interviewed, and I'm on there. I do the call to action. It's always Operation Hydration. And I did have someone call in from Minnesota, so I have to tell, because it's internet radio too, I have to tell the host, remember to say Phoenix, Arizona area.
Well, maybe you can borrow Karen's unit, her
right.
travel unit, and it can travel over there too.
Yeah, she used to say, hang on one second, I'm almost finished. She used to say, she'll go anywhere. I have to say, almost anywhere. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of different ways, but it's always the same.
It's always Operation Hydration in every case. And I don't know how many people you've sponsored, but it's a ton of people. And the best part about it is the water's doing the work. Of course, you're providing information and helping people through the process, but really it's the experiences. Here's what I love best about it. So Karen and Kedzie have been around GF for a long time. I don't know how many years total, but it's a lot. So they have a lot of experience, and it's easier for them to talk about eye water with people, but it doesn't really matter because we have two people, Jules and Stacy, who are here tonight. And Jules, brand new, rookie of the month last month, and she's used Operation Hydration to sponsor 3 managers so far. And I don't even know if she really knew it was called Operation Hydration. It was, hey, share your experiences, have somebody watch a video, let them use the water, maybe a couple of products, and see what happens. Right, Jules? Pretty simple?
That's correct, right?
And so she made a list, and so 3 of the people so far, I think she's over 50% of the people who have gone through the process have joined her. And not only that, but they're really happy with the results that they're getting. And Jules now is starting to catch up with her knowledge. So you don't have to know everything, before you start approaching people. And that's really the magic of network marketing success, is helping people to get moving. Now, Stacy, have you used Operation Hydration or the iWater for someone to try out now that you've had the experiences you've had?
Yes. I've taken it to a couple of places, places.
Okay. And then you let them try it out for a week, or do you make up bottles for
Oh,
them?
no, I haven't. I'm afraid to part with mine.
Oh.
I guess I need to buy another one. I don't want to part with my machine.
Well, I think
I feel like,
the best part, because as long as you're working locally, you don't have to give them your machine. You can just make it up for them and leave it with them.
oh, I have done that.
Okay, so that's what we really refer to Operation Hydration, where they
Okay,
watch
yeah.
a video, they get to use the water for a few days, look at some of the testimonials. I know you've done that.
Yeah, I've done that. Then I've got a few people, I've given water to, and they liked it so much. It's like they're afraid to drink it all because they don't know when they're going to get some more.
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, come on, man.
That's good. That's good.
I'll give you some more water, man. Just drink it and get your testimony, man.
Mhm.
So I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm moving on. I got other folks in mind who I've talked to and sent the video out to as well.
Well, I just love it that you're able to reach out to people without any stress at all, because you're just giving them a gift. And that's what we're talking about for this next 2 months, for November and through the end of December, is all of us getting together and some of our team and really get after it, get the gift out there and help people to discover how iWater and the products and Gia can really impact their life. And I think people are looking for that right now. So Sue Johnson, I know that you were out there today meeting new people and you've used Operation Hydration a lot. So we were talking today, and you're going to incorporate this into your process. I want to ask you, what are the tools that you use? So we have, of course, the water. And Karen, I'm going to come back to you on this too. But what other tools do you use to help someone to go through the process to get all the information that they need?
Well, John, I just love our tools. And just before I get to that question, I do see that Chandra is on with us tonight. So hi, Chandra, welcome.
Hey, Chandra.
It's lovely to have you joining us. And that's Stacy's, I believe you were actually Stacy's first consultant, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
And didn't he
Hey,
give you
Chandra.
water to try first of all? And then I'll share the tools. So Chandra went through the process beautifully. Stacy did an amazing job with that. With all the new signups that he's had. So it is great to see your beautiful face, honey. And it's so good to meet you in person. We've spoken on the phone so many times and I love your smile. You're so full of joy. But yes, so say Stacy offered the iWater where she sampled it. And the other tools that I use to answer your question is exactly as I've taught Stacy to put in the process with. So we next offer giafreedom.com. Depending how the conversation goes, I would either send them straight to the water page, the intelligent water, or perhaps straight now we have the new Live It presentation on the work at home. And I think I prefer that, John. And the reason for that is if we send them straight to the water, they're just looking at all the short water videos, which is great. But that's my second step now. I like sending them to learn from Linda in the first Live It presentation, where I would say everybody that I've talked to that have seen that video, when I ask what got their attention, they always say the iWater. So that video alone has proven to me personally, that it is an amazing place to send people for them not to just learn and come away with the iWater, but to get a full overview as to what Gia offers as a whole. Because we are, yes, it's our cornerstone product, but we are so much more than that, including this great community that we are tonight. So that's what I would do, John. My next step would be to send them there. Now, while they're trying the water, and let's say Stacy has shared the Gia Freedom, his next step, because again, brand new, doesn't have all the answers you mentioned earlier, like Jules and Stacy don't have, or Manny, Lewis, and there's so many of you on the phone tonight, and welcome Herbert as well. The next step is to get on a call with your senior partner. So Stacy reached out to me with Chandra on the line, and we had some good fun conversations. I remember from the driveway, yes, with the little man running around. It was awesome. And at that point, Stacy's learning while I'm talking. So myself and Chandra had a great conversation, and it led to take a look at this. Now let's go back to Gia Freedom and let's look at another tab. the iWater tab, the intelligent water, to get more specific about what's so amazing about this product we offer. And then at the same time, have a look at other videos. While you're sitting there enjoying these short videos, check out the other tabs, get back on the phone. While I'm chatting though, as well, we make ourselves Facebook friends, didn't we, Chandra? I think we did that straight away as well. We became Facebook friends. And in the background, Stacy was adding her to the Thriving 360 page, which is my team's personal 360 group. I know, John, you have yours, Kedzie has hers, and Karen has hers. So whatever 360 group you're associated to is where we would add the person to them. So that's great. Now, Chandra also mentioned she's interested in building a business. You know, who says no to a few extra checks coming in the mail? So I made sure to add her to the lifestyle page we have, and also the work at home one. So she's associated to a product page, the 360, where we can hear and see all the beautiful stories. We have her attached to the business page, where she can learn some tools and things like that. And then, of course, everybody wants to see the lifestyle that we live. So we put everybody there as well, and share some great stories. So those are my main tools, John. After that, we just back and forth with the three-way calling, and beautiful people like Chandra, et cetera, join the team.
Well, I think you laid it out perfectly. I think and you're also teaching your group to do exactly the same thing. So you're duplicating a simple process. And Chandra, I just want to say that you fooled me with your background, because I'm sitting here watching and I'm thinking, where in the hell, where is she that it's still sunny out? Very funny, very funny, very good. Well, Sue, I think you really did a good job. And I know that it's duplicating throughout your group. And that's really what network marketing is all about. It's a simple, duplicatable process that pretty much anybody can do over and over and over again, and teach other people to do it. And that's how an organization grows. Now, Doc and Anita, I want to come to you because you have a unique situation. And Doc, I don't know the answer to this question, but you being a chiropractor working out of your home, you have people coming to you all the time. Have you used Operation Hydration with your clients or your patients?
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's a lot of the way that I work, because I'm actually seeing them, and then I can talk with them about it. I can put them through the program that Sue talked about. And then it's easy to do the waters. A lot of times I'll have to do more than one round or so, you know, because they're not fast. And so it's handy to do it because they're back in to see me again. And so that has been a real usable tool, you know, the water system, because it's all right here in the house too, you know, so we can make all kinds of water up. And it's been real valuable just that way. Of course, we work other ways too, as you was talking about, with the other parts of the tools that we have, you know, for the Wi-Fi and things. That's pendants and things that go along with that. So it's sort of a combination, you know, a lot of times, and not just strictly one, because we're looking at it as a doctor, seeing what they might need, and you may add more than just the water.
Okay. So I wanted to bring this up because a lot of us either know people who have jobs that people come back to them. For example, Jules has a hairdresser now and has the same clients over and over every single month, I assume, something like that, Jules. And Doc has people coming to him, and he's a doctor. I think, Stacy, you're a massage therapist, right? Is that right? So Stacy has people coming to him, or is going to the same people. And that's a huge opportunity for anybody that you know that does that. Usually they're entrepreneurs and they have their own business. And so to add something like Gia to what they're doing can be very powerful from a customer service point of view, and also from a financial point of view. So you might be thinking about those people that are out there, like Frank, who's the hairdresser in Chicago, who might be interested in learning how they can join us and then use Operation Hydration as a tool to help increase their income. And Kedzie, you have something?
Yeah, I'm glad you're segueing into what I wanted to come back to say. And I was thinking about Marge. I just spoke to Marge recently, and she had one of her previous managers update a ton of, she bought 3 harmonizers, things that she didn't have. And, you know, and that's what happens when people buy the water system, they don't always have the rest. So we have this greater opportunity to come around again, or in 3 years when things expire. So I was working with her gal out of New York City, and then Marge and I were talking a little bit, and it just reminded me of all the live presentations I was doing and how she used to do it in her store. So she used to have an all natural cosmetic store with a little day spa and whatnot. And every single customer that walked through that door, she'd have a little spray bottle going and she'd say, "May we spray you?" And sometimes she would do one hand and she said, "Just walk around, look at everything." And her great power of suggestion, go look at everything. Spray the hand and then one hand, and then they would compare it in a few minutes when it would dry, and they'd always be, big eyes. And then she used to use it in her mineral makeup, makeovers, and all kinds of things. And so when I would do the presentation, everybody would go home with water. And then what she would do, she had 2 activators in her store. And she did not want to provide the water for the people. Those people would lug it in to her store. She would activate the water for them and then charge them $5 a gallon.
Oh.
And not too long after that, they would buy a package or buy a water system. So just about every single person, I mean, it's a high percentage of people that were exposed to me, talking the videos, the tools, the water. First she would start out with the spray, and that would be a segue to talk about it. The other one, which many of you have been around for a while, it doesn't exist anymore, but it was a place called the Spirit Bar. They made vegan food. They had nutritional things. They even had a far infrared sauna in the back. They did a lot of different things, and they put their water in glass, and they also did something to it filtration wise beforehand, but they would charge $12 a gallon, and there was a waiting line going out, and they had that water activator going around the clock, and they were paying their rent with the cash that they were getting from the water, and they would do refills for $8.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, I have a bunch of stories like that, but you inspired that, John, because you told me about a doctor somewhere that
Minnesota.
had their family member making the water, and everybody was, and they did sort of a credit program.
Yeah, she had 5 machines going all day long, and people lined up the door paying $12 a gallon, and they would bring their own containers, and they would just pour it in, $12, and go home. And then sometimes she would save the money, and they could build up to purchasing a unit. So there's all kinds of ways that we can expose Gia to people. Stacy, I wanted to say something to you today because I was thinking about you as a massage therapist. You could have a whole team of massage therapists that are out there. I know there's probably a lot of them but you may not know some of them, but you can go to Google and do a Google search and find massage therapists in the Chicago, in that general area, and reach out to them and let them know what you're doing and give them the gift of iWater to try out. So just something to think about, a marketplace. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Sandra's a massage therapist too.
Oh, great.
Hey, I appreciate that, John. Hey, we've been trying to think of like different ideas. That's smart, man. I really like that.
Yeah, you guys, you already have 3 massage therapists at least. You may have more than I don't know about, but you have 3. And so you've already had success with massage therapists. Now it's just opening the door and finding them first, and then making that phone call or sending them a text message to get them in the process. You could have hundreds of them in your group across the country or North America, and that would be cool. And really, that's what we're talking about today, is really starting today and using Operation Hydration to not only help you to find people, but to help your team, and do this as a team. And when a team does this and starts to talk about the stories that are created, posting the stories on our lifestyle page, posting the stories on our 360 page, it can't be stopped. It's like this, I don't know, I want to say a fire that just keeps on growing and growing and growing. There's one piece of this puzzle that I want to touch on before we go today, and it's an important one. And it's when someone becomes interested and you're presenting the iWater to them, you could give them a bottle of water, or you could give them the most incredible magic water in the world. So you can imagine the difference in doing that, right? From just giving a bottle, hey, go try this out, to actually giving them something of so much value, you can't even put value on it. And when you really look at what happens to people, it is true. there's no telling what kind of an impact iWater and Gia is going to make in someone's life. And we've seen it over and over again. So that's the attitude you want to have when you introduce someone to it. It's like, take it over there in a way that makes it so valuable. And I know, Karen, I don't know if I see a couple bottles behind you, but you've always done that. And Karen uses decorates the bottle, and she puts different things on it. Can you show us a couple of those and how you might do that?
It just wrapped up 2 really quick today. So I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
So that one I did blue because not everybody celebrates Christmas. And so that one just has a label on it that says IH2O. This one I actually attached just the water brochure.
Mhm.
And John, I know you like to use the product brochure. The new product brochure is a little tough because it's so thick.
Yeah.
That's a little tough to get a hole punched through, but you can always, and as I like, if we have it, I often give something else besides the water. If we have the iThrive packets, I
Mhm.
love to give that. So at that point, I would probably put the brochure in a bag with 4 or 5 iThrive
Okay,
packets.
okay.
Mm.
And you
No.
sometimes,
You can order those, right? The brochures, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Where you get the brochures from?
The back office, we can order the brochures, water
Yeah.
brochures and product brochures.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Good.
and so it's always good to give someone a little bit of information they can read. It's also good to tie them into a web page that they can see the information like Gia Freedom, and then put them somewhere where they can get testimonials like we do on 360. And that way they're getting the information. They say it takes between, I don't know, I can't remember the number, 6 to 12 contacts for someone to actually make a decision. And so all these little contacts that we're creating are helping them to get enough information to make that decision. And Karen, I wanted to mention one thing. A lot of times you use a spray bottle, you tie a spray bottle onto so that they can have it spray on their face, especially because of your face or your skin. I mean, I'm sure you want to give them the opportunity.
You know, I think we've talked before about usually when we're giving somebody, you know, just I'd love to give you this gift of this iWater. You usually had some sort of previous communication, you know, maybe not always, but especially if someone's talking about skin issues or something's itching or anything like that, or if it's really, really hot, one of the two, I'll tie the bottle on. I usually don't, well, yeah, I don't always give the bottle. Again, it just kind of depends what
Depends.
discussion I've had with that person. I'll always give them a brochure, and on the back of the brochure is, you know, the contact information and giafreedom.com.
Right.
And yeah, so sometimes usually I don't give iThrive packets and a bottle. I'll give either or.
Okay. And then sometimes because of the conversation you might have with someone like Jules, the most recent person that Ed, she's signed with us, was really interested in the water, but also had a back issue, a knee issue. And so we loaned him a couple products to try out in addition to the water. So he kept coming back for water, but his back felt better, his knee felt better. And so that's the other thing that's really great about our products is that we can loan them out and get them back and loan them out. And I know, Karen, you were talking about an employee, and that's how I feel about it. These are my employees that I'm lending out to go do their work. And some come back and bring back a customer, some bring back a great story, and some bring back a new consultant who wants to go do the same thing. And that's really how it's grown over a long period of time. Now we can do this slowly and do it like one person a month or 2 people a month, or we can do them faster. Faster is always better. Faster is really helpful in growing your organization. So in the next 2 months, we have that opportunity to go a little faster maybe, and really reach out to the people we know with the gift for the holidays and let them know that you're excited about what you're doing and maybe even some of your experiences, and give them the opportunity to try it out. And I guarantee you that you're going to find people that are going to join your team. I think I've talked to a few people, and Tracy in Utopia, Texas, where there's 250 people, she has about an 80% success rate using Operation Hydration. I know a lot of you have had some really good success. Kedzie.
Yeah, really quick about the spray bottles. And again, Marge, she used to sell them because she still has her online cosmetics business. It's just not in a brick and mortar anymore. but she started so long ago. She was one of the first in the 90s, and then she moved into brick and mortar. Now she's back to just online because she's doing other things. But she always sold the 8-ounce for $16 plus
The spray
shipping
bottle.
and tax. Yeah, spray bottle,
Okay.
full spray bottle, $16 plus tax and shipping, and 4-ounce for $8. And people would buy them over and over and over.
Mhm.
And so that's one thing, but I wanted to quickly mention about the massage therapy people and acupuncturists, that those practitioners are the first to visually see dehydration
Mm.
and not just skin problems, but literally dehydration. And there's so many stories there. I won't get into that. But the other thing is, in my days of being an entrepreneur in brick and mortar, natural products and all of that, my health food stores, every Christmas time I would get the biggest basket, beautiful handmade basket, and just throw everything healthy into it. I never priced it. I just made it beautiful and I put it up where everybody could see it. And it would be usually hundreds of dollars. And at that time, we're talking, a long time ago, it would probably be at least twice that now. And it was always give the gift of health.
Mm.
Every year, give the gift of health. It would never get old, right? What's the best gift you can give? Give the gift of health. So if we think like that and think of all the junk that people buy each other, that it just ends up in a landfill or whatever, think that way and just project that, and people will think they won't have a mountain to climb about the things that we're offering. It'll just
Right
be
on.
naturally flowing.
Right. Good
I
job.
never thought about selling the water. I never thought that, never even entered my mind.
Hmm.
Wow. Boom.
That's good. Well, you know what happens, and I think Jules got into this a little bit with Ed. He kept coming back, and it's hard to turn off the spout when people like it so much. So having that option is a good option. And you could even do this. You could say, okay, I'm going to charge you for it, but I'll keep the money, and then you can add up, and then when you feel like it, you can purchase one, and then you can take that money and apply it to the unit. So that was done quite a bit of in that doctor's office. But it's all about exposures. Whatever we need to do to help people to discover who Gia is and what our products do. That's what this gift is all about. And I've got some good news before we go, is that I know some of you were able to pre-purchase our new skincare products, the exfoliant and
Cleanser.
the cleanser. And I sent a message to Linda for an update. She said it's definitely going out this week. So you're going to be getting it within the next few days. And I think, Karen, if you could talk about, you've been using it. Now, I don't know if it was the reason why your skin looks so great and you now have a new consultant, but maybe that is. What is it?
Well, actually, I met Lisa before we had that.
Okay.
But I do feel very blessed that I'm like the one that got the samples because we were having a Gia gathering. But I know I've showed these before and they're very tiny, but I just went to the dollar store and got these little plastic, and I thought, oh, is this going to be big enough? Actually, this little, I think I got 12 of them for $1. This will do like 4 exfoliates or 4 cleanses to your face in this little tiny thing. So
Can you open it up, Karen?
Tell if they like it.
Can you open it up and let us see how it works?
See how it works?
Yeah, how do you get in it? I mean,
It's just a lid like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it just
A
screws.
little tea jar.
That
Just a
looks
little
nice.
tiny jar.
Okay.
So, and I have the little scoops that you can also probably get at the dollar store. I don't know where I had them from, when a lot of people were here so they could scoop out. But
Mhm.
I
Oh, okay.
met somebody for breakfast this morning and I gave her little gift samples.
Okay.
And I'm meeting somebody later this week. And so I'll just say, here, I want you to try this new skincare. And they're both people that are familiar with our HydroSurge Duo anyway. So
Okay. So this might be great for us now, because with Operation Hydration and our brand new skincare duo coming out, this would be great to be able to offer someone this brand new product along with Operation Hydration and really create something significant over the few days that they're trying it out. So that's what I'm going to do. So tomorrow I'm going to go to the dollar store that we have here and see if I can find those. You can also get them online. They're really inexpensive. And I think it's going to be a big addition this year to what we're doing and introducing people. And Doc, I think it's going to be something great for you and Anita, a new reason to reach out to some of your clients, some of your patients as they're coming in, and some of your team, let them know what's going on. Sue Johnson?
Yeah, one thing I want to add, John, is when we're having these initial conversations with people as we're handing over the gift, take a photograph with yourself and the person holding the jug, and share the good news that, another person on this planet has now been gifted the opportunity to experience what we have, what this water does, so that's important. But also the individual you're sharing with, have them take a selfie, a nice close-up of their face, because a week later when they're finished the water, take another picture. It's only 7 days, but some people see that difference. Everybody responds different to the water. Some feel it in their mouth, in their throat. It feels more alive. It feels more fluffy. I've had as a description before. And the energy levels. You want to get their energy levels as you're handing over the gift. Of course, they're off the charts because we're giving them a gift of Gia Eye Water, but I mean, they're normal energy levels as such. So how their energy goes as we're doing that follow-up through that week, every day or two, to touch base. Hey, did you drink your water today? How's your energy levels? And I have to say, it's always been, my energy levels are going up. They're sustaining throughout the day. So that's one of the experiences I feel. So those are key factors. Picture.
Yeah,
John drilled it into me a few years back, and now it's my turn to do the drilling. So take
I love
those
that. Very
photos, guys.
cool. The best part about that is that if you go back and look at all the pictures, and I had a collage of a lot of the Operation Hydration pictures, every single person has a huge smile on their face as they're getting the gift. I love that. So that's it for tonight. I hope we've inspired you to really, maybe tomorrow, make your list again. Make your list for Operation Hydration and start reaching out to people. Go buy some bottles and buy the water. Get it going. Put it on the wall somewhere. Maybe you have 12 of them lined up, and that's your goal, to get 12 bottles out very quickly in November. Because if you do this in November, you're going to have the best November and December. But more importantly, your 2022 will be the best year of your life. I guarantee it. Sue, you got something else before we go?
One last thing, John, is I always, especially at this time of year, it's up here anyway. I can't speak for your hot states down there, but up here in Canada, where it's a lot cooler, I can leave a jug in the van as I'm driving around, because I meet people all the time.
Right.
So to have that, it doesn't quite fit in my back pocket. But to have it within reach, to be able to say, hey, let me just pop to my van and give you a gift. I've shared, and I do make connections quite quickly with people. Get their name, their number, their email, add them to Facebook. Here's a gift, and I'll give you a call. It's just that simple. So always be ready.
All right. Well, Kenzie, again, congratulations to you. And I want to thank all of you for showing up on this
Thank you.
different kind of a night. We'll be back again next Tuesday for sure. I don't know if it's Alfred or Linda, a team event, but we'll be back. I really want to hear your stories though, after tonight. I really do. And anybody needs any help from me, give me a call, send me a message. I'll be there for you. Thanks for joining us.
Whoa. One more last thing.
Yeah.
Hey, this was great. This was really great. I mean, I just wanted to say, just rubbing the heads together and getting the different ideas of just moving the product, and all of you got your veterans, all of the stuff that I would love to just sit up and pick your brains and just come up with more things that you guys did and tools that you guys did back in the day, refresh it. Just dump it into me, please. I would love to learn this information, and I really appreciate you guys just sharing. So thank you.
Well, Stacey, you got me excited. You got me excited now, so I appreciate you too.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a great evening. We'll be talking.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Blessings, everybody.
Bye,
Good night.
everybody.